Let's talk about framing and imagination. This uh, this frame, you can see a little bit of in the background. You can see my neighbor's very kind of, pardon the word, but a little bit trashy patio. Um, I could choose to leave it, or I could choose to shoot at a particular angle to exclude it. What I'm trying to share with you guys by showing you some of the less aesthetic parts of my life is that by framing within my own psyche the perspective that I take on my life, I can pretty much pretend to myself that I'm living the cottagecore life and delight in that as much as I can. And that's really what I do. You know, my little courtyard is really right in the middle of a pretty industrial part of Denver, which is a fairly large metropolitan area and city in the United States. And the place where I live used to be a really nice place, but it was built in the 70s. It has become a little run down, and some elements are moving in that are less desirable. And what I mean is like drug dealers. Okay, so there's the occasional homicide, but I really, things in major cities in the U.S. are so expensive that we're where we can afford to be. But you see, someone's car is getting towed. Boop, boop, boop. But I just focus on what I can make beautiful. And also, a lot of the children around who are pretty neglected, I try to give them a little nurturing, a little, of what I feel like I needed. And didn't always get, but I mean, I also had like a much better environment than this growing up in a small town and where everybody knew everybody and nobody let you get away with crap. And certainly I had a mother that definitely tended to our physical needs, without a doubt. But, kids need to be seen and valued, and a space needs to be seen and valued. And that's what I try to bring to my environment. So I just wanted to talk a little bit about imagination and framing and how we can sort of reshape our lives and our environment. The other thing that I'm kind of focusing on in this little day of my life is rest. This is a day of rest. I've been trying to hit my weights, my resistance training with consistency, but I'm not counting macros. I'm only focusing on protein. That is the only macro that I'm focusing on for about the last few days, is trying to get enough protein to stimulate mTOR for protein synthesis, because I'm dealing with not being able to build muscle and sarcopenic muscle loss as I age. This little kitty is the neighbor's kitty who was out on the roof screaming and crying. We've been hearing him cry over there. They, I think, leave him in a room by himself. I don't know the story, but some girls were out there. A girl and a boy, like teenagers and like maybe an 11-year-old, and they were trying really hard to make sure he didn't fall off and get hurt. So we all kind of jumped in, and finally he kind of wound up in the gutter, in the rain gutter. And a girl climbed up. We held to the chair, and she climbed up and grabbed him. And so He's staying with us until the neighbors come to claim him. But Daddy has already named him Kibbutz in case he winds up joining our commune of cats. Because the scene next door is kind of cray. But look how gorgeous he is. Isn't he cute? This is part of my day. This is my neighbor's yard. She does just such a beautiful job. I love what she does. Finishing our day of rest with a walk. Bedtime? Yeah, time to settle in for bed. Avita said you'll be asleep. Say goodnight, YouTube.